Hello and welcome. I'm sorry I'm not going to show my face today, but I have I am in a different place at a different time, and there's a giant mess behind me, so you're just going to hear my beautiful voice. This game is a game called Tabletop Face Table. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to shave it. Let's see. Back to main menu. Tabletop Game Shop Simulator. That's what it's called. Now, look, this is a great game. It's fantastic. I can even do a video on how this game is, how it plays out. But today I am going to be doing a tutorial, a game within a game, and that is for my wonderful brother, Blue Bunny. If you don't follow him, you should, or at least check out his most recent videos are on this game, how it kind of plays out, and so I'm going to help him out with the game within the game. So for those of you who don't know, there's a game called Warhammer 40K. And so, hold on, before we get into that, Warhammer 40K, this is a tabletop game. It's where you collect little figurines, you paint them. It's a sort of community based around people who like to read this lore, or they like the storyline of it. They like painting. They like building the figures. There's like so much different stuff. So this is a game that kind of tributes to that. So like if I wanted to, let me see. This is my beautiful shop. I've been building it up for a while. All right. So if I want, I can open up a package here, and I got little pieces that I collect. And then when I'm done collecting, I can piece them together. There we go. There's a character. And then after I'm done, then I paint them. In the Warhammer world, you don't actually take random pieces. They actually give you a box full of, all the pieces. But in this game, they're kind of doing whatever. So, okay, the point of this tutorial, though, is to not to show you how this game is played. This is the simulation part, which is, let's be buying and selling inventory and stuff like that. But I am going to go ahead and leave this stuff. I'm actually going to leave this to my employees. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play a game. So what you do is, in this game within the game, you create a squad, and that is these different characters. But I'm actually going to use a squad that I've already built. I'm calling it the test squad. Here we go. And so we've got a couple things on this board that you want to pay attention to. You've got the enemy's health, and you've got your health. Whoever has the lower health at the end of the game wins. Then we've got these two bars here. This is the assault bar, and this is like whoever gets the higher amount wins the attack. And then the actual attack occurs, which is how much damage you're going to do. Here is, we start off with default of 5 damage. So we're going to roll the dice. We got this random clump of stuff, and so we're going to choose 6 different things. Now, the reason we're choosing these 6 different things is for 2 reasons. One is for the default. So every time I choose a slash, I get 10 assault, which adds to this part. The swords give me 20 assault, and the explosions give me an extra 3 damage to do if I win the assault. But first, I got to get a high assault. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to get pairs like this. So for example, if I do 1 slash, I'm going to activate this dude, which will give me an extra 5 assault. If I do 2 slashes in a row, then I'll get this little bonus, which is every time another miniature activates, I get an extra 5 assault. So these two work well together, because when I do 2 of them, I'm actually getting 2 of these dudes and 1 of these guys, which then makes this actually a bonus 10 and then another bonus 10. This guy here gives me an extra damage and an extra 10 assault, but I have to have the 2 swords right next to each other. And last but not least, this guy here, not last but not least, but this guy here has a slash and a sword. I lose 2 health by activating him, but I double my assault power. So I kind of like this guy, but I don't want to use him too much, otherwise I hurt myself. And then this guy over here says that I get a plus 50 assault, which is super great, plus I like the damage. But I better be winning, because if I don't, I'm going to lose 10 health. So we're going to go ahead and do this. What I can do is I can actually put it so that my slashes right next to the swords, like that's going to be important so that I can get this slash sword. So I'm going to do the explosion first. That activates him once. Then I'm going to do slash, Slash. Do we have enough swords? We have enough swords to do 2 swords. So I'm going to do 3 slashes, and then I'm going to do 2 swords. So that activates. These 2 slashes activate here. These 2 slashes activate a second time. The 3 slashes activate this guy 3 times. The 2 swords activate this guy once, and then this slash and this sword activate this guy once. So that gives me a total of 390 assault, 9 damage. We don't know what he's got because we're rolling first, so we're going to hope that he doesn't get 390 and I can damage him 9, and I will lose 2 health in my own pursuits. Let's try it. All right, it looks like he's brought me down because he's got something that reduces my assault. But I think he still is going to lose. It says each time the enemy assault is reduced, plus 5 assault. Interesting. Okay, so he activated this one, so this is minus 30 assault. This one is minus 20 assault. So basically, all of his stuff is minus my assaults, and that's it. So he really has to rely heavily on his own plus assault. So it looks like he is going to have tons of damage, but unfortunately not enough assault, which means I'm going to get to damage him 9, and I only lose 2. On to the next round. Now he's going first. And yeah, it looks like he's already activated to the point where he's getting 0 assault, but I'm in the negative because of his junk. So let's see if we can pull ourselves out of the negative. We just want to get barely above 0. That's all we need. Going second is always the best, of course. So let's do that. That's minus 100. Let's see. I really don't want to activate him if I don't have to, because this loses my health, and I don't want to do that. So what if I really like this person? So let's put the swords first, because if we do the swords first, then this guy won't activate. So let's do that, and then that, and then that. That will give us just enough, and it will give us a bonus attack. We're going to get 9 damage. We're going to be able to damage him 9. Let's do it. Yes, go ahead. I do wish my brother was getting frustrated because he wasn't sure how to play. And so, you know, you kind of know you're losing or winning. It's like, you know, in other parts of the game, you can just click or something to, like, speed it along. Let's move it along. But there's really nothing you can do except watch the inevitable, which you already saw kind of the outcome already. So, developers, I know you're probably watching both of our channels because we're so popular. But if you actually are watching it, it's cool if you just kind of activated that kind of power, right? All right, so we're doing great. Even if we lose this next round, as long as we stay ahead in health, we should be fine. Although I am curious. Ooh, 2 explosions. And that adds 3 damage because of the dice individually. +3/+3, so I like that. I am curious. I think I want to activate him once. So let's do this. And then let's activate this guy again. This. That's 400 assault. He's going to try and drag my assault down, but he's going to fail. I have not yet done this. I mean, I've got 100% win rate with these guys right here, but I wonder what would happen if you bring the health down to 0 if you instantly win. Like, if that's a thing or not, I don't know. I've been trying a couple different squad builds. I was super lucky with this one because I just was randomly choosing. I think this guy here is a rare, and I definitely know she's a rare. And so I was trying to pick rare characters, but I knew as little as most people, I guess, playing this game. Yay, I got a Fire Enchantress as, oh, victory. We're going to quit, and pleasure doing business with you. All right, so we're going to quit. Yep, there we go. I guess I should work this. Okay, so anyway, that is kind of how that mini game within the game is. Super fun. I know 40K, like the actual Warhammer 40K game, is way more complicated than that. But it is like that basic idea of first you have to win and then you have to roll to decide damage. Like that gets confusing, I think, for some people, because usually you just roll the dice to win, and that's like it's a roll one time thing. But it actually is, you know, in the end, you're looking at 2 sets of numbers. One is to determine whether you actually win the confrontation, and then the second is to determine whether you are, you know, how much damage you're gonna get. And I think in Warhammer, it's actually more like how much damage you negate too. So like if I do lose, I still roll the dice because I'm gonna block some of that damage that someone else shoots at me. So I know that the war game is way more complicated. And you like when you look at this, like the paints, the spray paints, that is such a Warhammer thing. These are the brush sets, but even like the boxes are almost a knockoff. The army books, so you have a rule book, which I do have, and then I have a specific rule book to my particular race, the Battle Sisters. I mean, this isn't anything, but it's kind of like whoever developed this game was definitely going for like a Warhammer-esque kind of game. So anyway, I hope this video has helped you, Blue Bunny, and that one day, whoever the developers are, you can make this into a multiplayer so that I can have my business here and Blue Bunny can have his business over there, and then we can play against each other together. That would be so awesome. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you later.